Hello everyone, this is Fran. Welcome to my kitchen. We're making a Christmas coconut cream cake. Oh my goodness. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Done. We have 1 cup of sweetened coconut, and we are going to roast it just a little bit. It's going to give our cake a lot more flavor. So I'm going to spread this out on just a cookie sheet, and when our oven is preheated, we're going to stick it in there for about 15 minutes, between 10 and 15 minutes, until it's a little toasted, till a few of them are brown, and we want it toasty. And now this is for the top of the cake. The next thing that we need to do is put in 1 cup of softened butter into our mixing bowl. So now we need 2 cups of granulated sugar. Five large eggs, and they need to be at room temperature also. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mix this around with our mixer. You can use a stand mixer if you'd like. And now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of vanilla. 1 teaspoon. I'm going to go ahead and mix it just a little more. Okay, well, I'm going to put this aside, and I have 1 cup of shredded coconut, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in our 350 degree oven to let it start toasting. And we're going to leave that in there about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're going to finish up this cake. Now we're going to add 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to do it a little bit at the time. We added 1 cup, and now we're going to just go ahead and mix it in. I'm going to add our 2nd cup of all-purpose flour. But this time we're going to put a little bit, we need 1 cup of coconut milk. And I use the canned coconut milk, and we're just going to go ahead and pour a little bit, about 1/4 in here. Go ahead and put in our other cup of flour. Another cup. And then we're going to go ahead and get out our 1/2 cup of flour. We're going to put that in. And so now we're going to go ahead and add in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to go ahead and add the other 1/2 cup. And we're going to go ahead and start pouring in our rest of our milk. Just a little bit more milk, probably about 3 tablespoons, to make sure that it's wet enough. After a while, you begin to kind of look at it to kind of know what your batter looks like after you've made it a couple times. And you'll want to make this every year because this is a wonderful cake. It's one of my favorite cakes. Ended up putting about 1/4 of a cup in there. Now we're going to add in 1 cup of just sweetened coconut right out of the bag or can, whatever you use. We're going to fold this in. We're not going to mix it anymore. We don't want a tough cake. So now we're going to check on our coconut. That's going to go on our top of our cake and see how it's looking. That's exactly what we want. This is going to make our cake taste really special. We're going to set it to the side and let it cool. Now, let's get to putting those cakes in the oven. Okay, I have greased and floured 3, I have sprayed 3 cake pans, put parchment paper in them. And I'm using cake strips because it makes a level cake, a more level cake when you use them. I just wet them and just hook them right on. While they're wet, they do great, and they look wore out after the first time you ever use them. But I can tell you, they were going to make your cake delicious. And that's what they look like. They're just on there. They're going to make your cake level. My little dog wants to go out. She won't be out there long because it's cold, y'all. Okay, so we've got 3 9-inch cake pans. And I just got to put a little flour on. I don't know if it's just my southern brain or what it is, but I just got to put a little flour on the side. Okay, we're going to add 2 cups of batter to each pan. And this is my 2-cup measuring cup. And I always start with 2. If I have a little bit of batter left over, then I'll divvy it up equally. This is an old-fashioned cake, but I did add the cream of coconut to it. But I did add the coconut milk to it. I used to add just plain milk, but now I've changed it and I use coconut milk. Okay, I'll make sure my cake strips are pretty tight. Sometimes they're hard to stay on, but we're going to get this into our oven. So that's going to take about 25 minutes, and I'm going to check on them in 20. I just have to. I can't stand for my cakes to get too dark, so I'm going to check them in 20, but normally it takes about 25 minutes. So let me set my alarm.
20-minute alarm set for 10:10 a.m.
She didn't stay out there long. Now the best part of the cake is the filling and the icing. I call it a filling because it's so good. Oh my goodness, this is so good. All right, so while that cake's in there, we're gonna get making that filling. So now we're going to get on with our filling. We're going to be putting in 1 cup of chilled heavy cream. Let me get a little spatula. We want to make sure we get all of it. And we're going to go ahead, and now that we got that in there, we're going to go ahead and whip this for a couple minutes. That just for a couple minutes. We don't want it good. We don't want it really whipped. Now we're going to put in 2 cups of sour cream. We are not using fat-free here. That's not what we want to use. Or light. We want the full sour cream. Then I need 2 cups of powdered sugar. Gonna get that in there. And I think I put my vanilla away. Let me get my vanilla. Okay, I'm back with that. So we need a teaspoon of vanilla. Now we're going to go ahead and whip this up. Now we're going to, and this is completely optional because this is really good just by itself. But I like to add Cool Whip to it because I love Cool Whip. Oh, we're going to check on our cakes. I think they need about 2 more minutes. Okay, so it will need 25 minutes. So I've got my alarm set. So now back to our filling. I'm going to add 12 ounces of Cool Whip. Now you don't have to. This is good without it. This is a 16-ounce tub, so I'm going to leave about 4 ounces in there. And then we're going to fold in 3 cups of coconut. This is a coconut cake. Now we're just going to fold it. I love Cool Whip. It's one of my favorite things on any dessert. And so a lot of people don't use it, and it's just as good, but we got 3 layers here, and this is going to be amazing. That was 3 cups of sweetened coconut. Okay, now we're going to put this in the refrigerator and we're going to let it chill because it's going to have to stay in there till our cakes are cool. So I'll cover over it and we're going to put it in the refrigerator. This looks wonderful. I want to say while I'm cleaning up my kitchen, putting away my items while that cake is cooling, I want to say thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, comment below, let me know what your favorite Christmas cake is. And just thank you for watching. And this cake is really delicious. And it gets better if you let it set overnight. And we are fixing to add the filling to this cake. Our cake is completely cool, and I had time to edit an entire video. It's the banana bread. You gotta go and try it. It's Joanna Gaines' banana bread recipe. Oh my goodness, it's so good. You gotta go and look at that video. But we are now going to fill that cake. Look how perfect this cake is. Oh my gosh. Oh, so soft. Oh my goodness, it's just so soft. Look at my layers, how pretty they are. And that is the cake strips, guys. A little dog come in here thinking she's gonna get something to eat, but she's not. She just had a treat. Is my cake plate. That's how you know when they are so cool and you can ice them. And like I said, this cake will be better tomorrow. My icing. Also, I got to get that coconut that we put in the oven that we toasted to go on top of this cake. Okay, the hard part about this is not eating the icing. So we're going to put, I'm going to go ahead and set this right here. Okay, go ahead and put just a little dollop right there. So our cake won't squirm too much. And then I've got some straws here that we can put inside the cake. And I'm putting this down just like that. We want to be able to taste the frosting on this cake. This is the star of the show right here, the icing, the filling. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some parchment paper under this so I can just pull it out. Won't make such a mess. But if it does, we'll clean it up. Okay, set this right on top. We're not going to crush it because all that filling's going to pop out, and that's not what we want. My mom will say, "Where's all that icing at? You should have filled it more." So we're gonna pile it on. Just like that. I might better put some straws in this thing. I'll put that big one right in the center. This cake is making me very hungry. And look at it oozing out everywhere. But that's okay. This cake's so big, I might have to toast some more coconut, y'all. Now we're going to sprinkle with just a little bit of coconut. Just on top. Put just a little around the edges. kind of go around the edges because we don't want it to look bad. This is my Christmas coconut cream cake. You guys, you gotta make this cake. This says Merry Christmas. Give this as a gift to someone. They will love it. Oh, I hate to even cut it. It's so pretty. Oh, and that icing wants to ooze out. We're gonna try this cake. I hope it's moist. Oh my gosh, y'all. Leave a piece of this out for Santa Claus, and he'll be yelling ho, 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 and he'll leave you a great big present. You guys go make this cake. This is going to be my breakfast and my lunch. Make this cake and hit the subscribe, like,